Hi, I'm Luna. Today I'm going to share my knowledge in regards with predicting the products of precipitation reactions. Let's start. Precipitation reactions. The term precipitation reaction can be defined as a chemical reaction occurring in an aqueous solution where two ionic bonds combine, resulting in the formation of an insoluble salt. These insoluble salts formed in precipitation reactions are called precipitates. As we can see in the illustration, the precipitation is the process of transforming a dissolved substance into an insoluble solid. The solid form is now what we call the precipitate. And now, what is the applications of precipitation reaction? Precipitation reaction helps in determining a particular element present in the given solution. These reactions also monitor the formation of a precipitate when some chemical is added to solutions. For example, these are used for extraction of magnesium from the seawater, and also the human body encounter these reactions existing between antigens and antibodies. Now, let's try to understand the properties of precipitates and precipitation reaction. The first one, the precipitation reaction undergoes in aqueous solutions or medium in an ionic state. And when we say aqueous solution, it is best described as homogeneous mixtures. It cannot be removed by filtration. Then the second one, the reaction takes place between ions present in the aqueous solutions forming the product. The third one, the products formed at the end of precipitation reaction are the precipitates which are insoluble in aqueous solutions. And what we meant by insoluble is it continues to exist as a solid rather than dissolving in liquid. The fourth one, precipitation reactions are known as ionic reactions since the ions actively take part in reaction and form the product. And the last one, these reactions depend on the temperature, concentration of the solution, buffer solution, and etc. And next, let's define terms. Precipitation, when a solid is formed from two or more dissolved reactants. Reactants, substances that are undergoing a reaction. Products, substances that are generated from a reaction. So we can see the solubility rules here in the corner. Well, these solubility rules dictate whether a compound will dissolve in water. Therefore, solubility rules helps to determine what state the products of a chemical reaction will have. When you write out a chemical equation, you can use the solubility rules to label the predicted states of the compounds involved. Next, let's move on steps for predicting precipitation reaction. We have 3 steps. Step 1. Look at the given reactants and note that precipitation reactions are double displacement reactions. And when we say double displacement reaction, that means it occurs when ions are exchanged or making and forming 2 new compounds. Step 2. Look at solubility rules and predict products based on the double displacement rule. And the last step, write out the complete balance equation. Let's try it with these problems. Number 1, we have methane and oxygen gas. So, if methane reacts with oxygen gas, what will be the products of this reaction? So, to make it easier to predict a product, bear in mind that if you have a hydrocarbon dealing with oxygen, it is a combustion reaction. Therefore, the product here will be carbon dioxide and water. So next step is to balance the equation. As we can see, the carbon is balanced but the hydrogen is not. That's why we put 2 in the hydrogen side, and next to balance is the oxygen. We put 2 oxygen atoms, and now they are all balanced. Okay, the next one, we have zinc and oxygen. What will be the product if we mix these 2 elements together? Well, if we mix 2 elements together, we will have a combination reactions. They are going to build a compound. So now we'll get their chemical formula. Zinc has positive 2 charge and oxygen has minus 2 charge. So in case the ions you combine have same charge, even with the opposite sign, they are going to have a 1-to-1 ratio. So the product will be zinc oxide. And now, for balancing the equation, I put 2 in zinc and 2 as well in the oxygen side. And now we have balanced equation. The last exercise, we have magnesium and nitrogen. So what will be the product if magnesium metal and of magnesium metal and nitrogen gas? So if we react magnesium metal with nitrogen gas, if we combine them, we'll come up with magnesium nitride. Then let's get the chemical formula. We have positive 2 charge for magnesium and minus 3 or negative 3 charge for nitrogen. So if we combine them, it will result to Mg3 and 2. So that's the product of the reaction. And now next step is to balance the equation. So we put 3 in the magnesium. So it's going to be balanced, and 2 for the nitrogen. So everything now is balanced. So to conclude, precipitation reactions are usually double displacement reaction involving the production of a solid from residue called the precipitates. These reactions also occur when one or more solutions with different salts combine, resulting in the formation of insoluble salts that precipitates out of the solution. Another, precipitation reactions are useful in determining whether a certain element is present in a solution. It was also often used to remove metal ions for aqueous solutions. So, in order to predict the product, you should have prior knowledge in regards with ionic bonds, double displacement reaction, and balancing the equation. It is indeed true that chemistry is challenging, but you can do it with a lot of practice and research. That would be all. Thank you.